I think growing up in a poor immigrant home has been a great advantage because you have parents who, hardworking, came with this country without an education, without 2 cents to rub together, and just through their own will and spirit were able to raise a family and give food and shelter. And I think those values that you learn, as we all do when we're very young, unknowingly are downloaded. That becomes who we are. And I was fortunate enough that my parents were hardworking. To them, honesty and helping others, even with how little you had, was always a part of their life, sharing. So you are growing up in a household that, my mother was a very, all those stories you heard about the Yiddish mama, that was my mom. I mean, she was a tough taskmaster. But sort of gave you guidance, not from the books, just her own unselfish common sense. My wife often refers to her, she was a heavy-set woman eventually. She was young and pretty and then gained weight, as most immigrant women did. And she said she walked with such grace, like the prow of a ship cresting the waters. So you grow up in a loving home that teaches you values that you then are going to live with and live by. So there's no question that they're having a tough childhood that they did. The pogroms of Poland, and my dad leaving and going to Israel when he's a very young man, and actually worked on and started the very first kibbutz in Israel. So these were young men who were, they were pioneers, men. They were boys. And they were molded out of a metal of steel. So that becomes who your parents are. You look up to, and you try to emulate. And remember, for us to gain recognition or for our parents to be proud of us, we didn't have to do a hell of a lot. In fact, we could read and write. Hey, look at my kids. Look how good they are. So there weren't any of these high bars to try to have to excel. They gave us, my 3 sisters and me, all the, room to become ourselves. Great independence. Why? Because they grew up, had to be independent. So they just threw you on the street and, let you learn on your own, suffer through those problems of, the childhood mistakes. It's good upbringing. Our kids often say they didn't have the benefits of that tough life. We say, sorry, can't do that for you.